Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Division Leader Dynamic 2839, and today I'm bringing Episode 6, Season 2, Boss Gaming Network.
Okay, so today I'm doing something new. We started a new thing called the BoSS Exclusive. Now, the BoSS Exclusive, that is something I'm creating to where I get to choose one game from each console. So an exclusive, if you don't know, that's something that is made specifically for that console and no other system. Like you notice that a lot of games that come out, when you go to like Walmart or you go to GameStop or you shop online for these video games for your PlayStations, Xboxes, and Nintendo Switches, you notice that a lot of these games are on all the consoles. Like Fortnite. Fortnite is on several consoles. Call of Duty, several consoles. A lot of different games. Mortal Kombat. These are all on several different consoles. So an exclusive is something that is made specifically just for that console. So we're gonna. This is called the BoSS Exclusive. I'm creating something called BoSS Exclusive. So the BoSS Exclusive, pretty much, I get to choose one exclusive from the top 3 consoles, or I can choose any console. But today I'm gonna go with Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo, which I usually go with anyway. Okay, so the first console I'm gonna go with is Xbox, and I'm gonna choose an exclusive that I love very much. It's called Gears of War 2.
It's Ty with you.
No, he jumped out before launch, but I see another lift up ahead.
All right, head that way and we'll catch up. Don't engage the enemy. Just defend your position.
Will do, Sarge. Wish me luck.
You're 3-6, commencing watch on rigs. We'll meet you at Landau. Out.
Copy that, KR-36. We're moving into position. KR-18 out. This is KR-41. We are in position.
Centaur 09, clearing the path.
Delta Squad is in your house, bitch! Wow!
Now, Gears of War 2 had to have been one of the best games on Xbox to ever release. I mean, especially the campaign. The multiplayer was good too. That's when like a lot of the Gears of War montages were coming out, like a decade plus ago. People started doing the montages. You'll see them on YouTube and everything like that. This is when YouTube was still young. And you'll see the montages and such like that. People still do montages for Gears of War. I did a few myself. But everyone loved doing the shotgun and multiplayer and do the roll, the shotgun, the roll, the shotgun, the roll, the roll. That was like the thing in like Gears of War back in the day for the multiplayer. But anyway, I like this game. This game is awesome. My favorite thing about Gears of War 2 wasn't really the multiplayer. I never was really into the Gears of War multiplayer. Like Drive, like the fandom for the Gears of War multiplayer was ridiculous. Everybody loved it. I mean, I play Horde. Horde is a mode in multiplayer where you're with 3 other players, so it's a total of 4 players, and it's multiplayer. So all of you guys basically have to fight wave after wave of enemies, and it gets harder and harder and harder. And it's usually about 15 waves. Once you beat the final wave, it's like a boss at the end, you beat that horde mode. So there's different levels of horde, and it's really fun. That's like the only multiplayer I really like about Gears of War is the Horde mode. It's so worth it if you play Xbox. But Gears of War 2 campaign was my favorite. The campaign was so mysterious. It was so dark, especially when like you fall on the ground and you start researching, all the monsters and like how the human civilization transformed and got mutated into these creatures, and you get to see a glimpse of like these huge monsters, and like it's a lot of mystery involved in it. Very interesting campaign. I would say one of my favorite campaigns ever. And even at one point you get eaten by a monster. And you have to like cut your way out of the stomach. And it's so crazy. That part of the game.
Rated M for mature.
Humanity faces extinction unless we end this war now.
They're getting bolder. They're moving deeper every day.
Cole! In the flesh, baby!
This is it, Dom. This is everything we've been fighting for.
Maria's everything I've been fighting for.
Gears of War 2 was full of so many surprises in the campaign. One of my favorite, most memorable campaigns I've ever played was Gears of War 2, even compared to the other Gears of War. Other Gears of War were awesome too, but Gears of War 2 has a special place with me. The campaign was just phenomenal, outstanding, beautiful. So what I will say is this. I want to give Gears of War 2 a rating, and I want to give it a rating of 9.5. And the reason why I'm giving Gears of War 2 a 9.5 is because the graphics were ahead of its time. It was a beautiful game. The gunfire, the gameplay, I like to say is even better than some of the other Gears, a lot of the other Gears of War. I mean, the other Gears of War had obviously more story, more content, characters. But Gears of War 2 was just done correctly. It was so smooth. The sound effects, if you had a surround sound system, which I did at the time when it came out, it was just a beautiful game. The game, the sound effects, everything. I mean, the action, the story, the plot, it was awesome. It led up to what Gears of War is now. Now you have the two main characters was Dom and Marcus. Dom was like he's like Marcus's brother. They're both in like the military, the COG. They call it the COG. There's like maybe a team of like 8 of them total that you get to know throughout the series of Gears of War. But the two main characters were Marcus, who you always play with, and then Dom, his brother. Dom sadly did meet his end in Gears of War 3, which a lot of fans were upset about, because Dom was like a lot of he was a fave for a lot of people who like Gears of War. So, but Marcus is always my favorite. He's the main character. And the new Gears of War that came out now on Xbox One, I believe his son is like the main character now. So now you get to play with Marcus's son. So it's a really interesting game. Good storyline. It's like a post-apocalyptic type world. Where all civilization is crumbled, and the normal humans are trying to find refuge, and the military is trying to figure out what's going on. This virus is spreading, and all these monstrous humans that have transformed and caught the virus, they live underground, and then they come out of the ground and they attack people and cities and such like that. Awesome game. Anyway, so 9.5 for the Gears of War 2. The developers were Epic Games. Epic Games has been out for a while. They've been doing a lot of Gears of War games. They do other games too, but they're mostly known for Gears of War. Definitely. Okay, guys, yeah. Gears of War 2. 9.5. Thanks. Okay, next game. Next game on the list, well, let me mention the console first. The console that I'm going with this time will be Sony PlayStation. And exclusive, the BoSS exclusive for this Sony PlayStation, like the game I choose, is God of War 3.
You have disrespected the gods for the last time, Kratos.
Zeus! Your son has returned. The gates of Hades have never held me! I will have my revenge!
Now, God of War 3 was phenomenal, insane, awesome, beautiful. I loved God of War 3. God of War 3 had to been one of the best games to ever release on Sony PlayStation. And it's exclusive. You won't find this on any other console, phone, computer, anything like that. God of War 3 was specifically made just for the Sony PlayStation 3. And then they brought out a remastered version on PS4 later, which is the one I have. But God of War 3 was awesome. It's about a guy named Kratos. He was a Spartan. You know, you remember the movie 300 Spartans? You know, those guys? Well, he was like those guys. He was a general in the Spartan army. He dies one day, you know, and as you know, they all believed in Greek gods, you know, the Spartans. So when he dies, Hades comes and meets up with Kratos, the general of Spartans, and he asks him, hey, do you want to do you want to come back to life? You know, do you want to continue to fight forever? Of course, Kratos agrees, and in exchange, what happens is that Hades gives Kratos the power to go get revenge on the people that killed him. What happened is that Kratos did come back, he did get revenge, but in doing so, he killed his family. And it enraged Kratos to the point where he felt as though he was tricked by Hades. Because Hades was the god, the Greek god, that approached him and gave him the deal that you want to get revenge. So, in doing so, Kratos turned against the gods for his family, for him making him kill his family without his knowledge. And the whole game is crazy. At that point, Kratos, we go through a whole storyline of him fighting all the gods. And one of the most memorable parts about God of War 3 is when you first see Poseidon, the god of the sea. The god of the sea. When Poseidon rises up, and you just see him with the horses next to him, and he's just like, I'm here to take your soul, Kratos. It's just like, oh my god. The graphics are incredible. That is another game that was ahead of its time. That exclusive was one of the best.
has brought me here. I hope for nothing. I fear nothing.
I love God of War 3. God of War 3 was awesome. All the way from beginning to end. I mean, you go against most of the Greek gods. I mean, you know, you go against Medusa, some Medusa battles in there. That's like a sub-boss kind of like. You see a lot of Minotaurs, a lot of stuff from like Greek folklore. Like, you know, you'll get to go against, let's see, Aphrodite's in there. You don't have to fight Aphrodite, you get to do something else with her, but that's more on the adult side. I'm gonna like leave that up to you when you play the game. You get to go against Zeus, of course. There's a lot of different people, a lot of different gods. Poseidon. There's you know, I don't remember all the Greek gods right now, but you go down the list of Greek gods. That's who you fight. It's a really interesting game, really fun. Storyline is really in depth. You know what I'm saying? Right now they have God of War 4 out right now, and that's an exclusive on PS4. And now Kratos has a son. As I mentioned in previous episodes of Boss Gaming Network, I believe in Season 1, I talked about it a little bit near the end. But, yeah, but God of War 3 was just Kratos at his best. That was the very last game where it was just about him fighting Greek gods. Now I believe in Part 4, he's fighting different gods. You know, he's not fighting, he's fighting like Norse gods. He's not fighting Greek gods anymore. But, yeah, so, yeah, God of War. So I want to give God of War a rating. The rating for God of War, I want to give it a 9. And the reason why I want to give God of War 3 a 9 is because it was good for its time, but the game was really linear. And what I mean by linear, I mean like you knew what was going to happen next. You know, like that's why I like open world games. Like when you play games like The Witcher, games like Skyrim, games like Dragon Age Inquisition, you know, these are more like open world games because of the fact that you can go where you want to go. You can do any quest you want to do next. You know, you can choose, like, it's an open world. You can go and do what you want to do. You can go help the farmer find his chickens, or you can go take the contract and go slay a beast. You know, you can do whatever you want to do. But that's why the open world games are just more free. You know, whereas like linear games are like, hey, you know you're going here, then you're going to point B, and you're going to point C, and then back to A. Like, everything is already laid out for you. Like, you can't change it. You can't go anywhere else. Like, you have to go to the very next step. Like, it's laid out for you. So linear games are kind of like, they can be bad because they get boring quickly. There's no replayability. And like I said before, if there's no replayability, then there's no game. Pretty much. You get like one experience, that's it. Might as well trade it in, sell it, give it away to a friend. Right. So, I mean, when you get a game that's linear, it's just like, you know it's a one-time play. You're not going to play it again after that, because you've already seen it, and it's not going to change. But God of War 3, even though it was linear, like really linear, it had major replayability, because the scenes were so outstanding. The graphics were ahead of its time. The plot was incredible. Like, the Spartan general who was, like, fighting gods, the Greek gods, like, what? It was insane. So, yeah, definitely, God of War 3, give it a 9. That's a boss rating. And, yeah, definitely. The developer was Santa Monica Studios. They take their time. They get voice actors that are actual movie stars. You know, they actually get like really high grade individuals to play their games, play in their games. So they take a lot of effort into like making you enjoy the game that they create. So Santa Monica Studios is one of my favorite developers ever. But yeah, so definitely 9 Gears of War 3 PlayStation boss rating. Okay. All right. So our next game, or the next console, I should say, for the boss exclusive. Okay. The next console we're gonna go with is Nintendo. Okay. So the game, the exclusive for Nintendo that I want to talk about is Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
Now, Super Mario Odyssey is awesome. I got my hands on Super Mario Odyssey about 2 years ago, and I played it, and I'm like, wow, this game is really cool. Like, I like the fact that Mario is still around doing it after like 30 years. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, wow. I mean, when I first saw Super Mario World back on Super Nintendo, I was shocked by those graphics. I mean, I was pretty young at the time, obviously, but this is back in the 90s. But, you know, to see Mario continue to evolve and still stay the same, really. He hasn't really changed. He's still the same guy. He just had newer graphics. He has a few new moves. They've added a lot more characters into the story. But Mario is still Mario. He hasn't changed very much. He's like Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog hasn't changed very much either. He's still the same. Right, so, but Mario Odyssey is just, it's a masterpiece. That's all I can say about it. Like, I played on Nintendo Switch, and I'm just like, wow, this game is just incredible. Like, it's just outstanding. I mean, the graphics. Nintendo is known for using a lot of shell-shade type of graphics, you know, which is like a mixture of like 2D and 3D graphics together. This technique is used in a lot of Nintendo games. But they use it for Mario a lot, and you can really notice it in Super Mario Odyssey. Super Mario Odyssey is phenomenal. I mean, I played it just one level, and not only it doesn't have the same difficulty, you know? Like when you're playing Mario, you remember like back in the day, you had to jump over the hole, you had to jump on top of the blocks, you had to hit the block, dodge all the monsters, jump on the Goombas, avoid the fire flowers, you had to fight Koopa and all that stuff. It hasn't changed. It's still the same way, even on Super Mario Odyssey. It's insane. It's a beautiful game. The graphics are really colorful, they even give you a warning in the beginning of the game that if you are an epileptic, someone who gets seizures from seeing random colors flash very rapidly in front of your face, the game warns you that. It warns you about that because the game is that colorful. It's a really colorful game. Storyline is cool. You get to at some point in the game you can capture a Tyrannosaurus Rex. You can ride a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Thought that was cool.
It's time to jump up in the air. Jump up, don't be scared. Jump up and your cares will soar away. And if the dark clouds start to swirl, don't feel a change in cold. I'll be your one-up girl. So let's all jump up super high, high up in the sky.
Super Mario Odyssey on Nintendo Switch. Rated everyone 10 and up.
We have a lot of music in the game as well too. The cities are detailed very realistically. You can actually visit I believe something like New York City, and you can run through New York City. You can gather coins running down the street, jumping on light poles and cars and such like that. Really cool game. You get full 3D control, 360. Sorry, full 360 control, so you can see all around you, with the analog stick on the controller. It's just a really nice game. If I had to give Super Mario Odyssey a rating, I would probably give it a... You know what? No. For the experience I had, I'm going to just be honest with you. Super Mario Odyssey is a 10. I'm just going to give it a 10. Yeah, this game deserves it. Nintendo brought Mario back and just crushed the game with this game. This game is insane. I mean, I looked at it, even thinking about it now, I was more impressed with the visuals than about the actual gameplay. And whenever you got a game that is impressing you visually, and you forget about the gameplay, that's an awesome game. Because it's wow, you're always going to remember that part about the game. And Super Mario Odyssey is filled with those scenes, filled with those moments of just beautiful visuals. I mean, it's literally, it's just insane. So I want to give it a 10. It's a 10. Developer for Mario, and we all know who the developer is, as always, Nintendo. Nintendo is the developer for Super Mario Odyssey. So that's on the Nintendo Switch. The Switch is definitely an awesome console. It's handheld. You can take the Switch with you, in your pocket. You can walk anywhere you want with it. It's what you would call a hybrid console. And the reason why they call it a hybrid console is because of the fact that you can play it wherever you go. You can be at, out in a park and play your Nintendo Switch. And when you get home, you plug your Nintendo Switch up to your TV, then you can play it on your TV. So it's a console that's portable. It's a movable console. You can take it wherever you want with you. It's not like the Xbox or the PlayStation. You got these big consoles. You're not going to take that to the park with you because then you have to bring your TV. You have to bring your a power pack. You got to plug it all up and play it. No one's going to do that in the park. But Nintendo Switch, you're capable of doing that. You can take the console with you. It's just a handheld device. It's about the size of a Game Boy. It's not really big. And it has 2 controller pads and everything on the side of it. I did a little review on the Switch in Season 1 at the end, so if you definitely want to check it out. Everyone knows what the Switch is, but very interesting console. Hybrid console. Definitely. Nintendo. Developers for that. Awesome. The developers for Super Mario. Yeah. Alright guys, thanks for joining me here at BoSS Gaming Network. Did a few games a day. This is called the BoSS Exclusive. This is something new, and BoSS Gaming Network has started where we only do 1 exclusive for 1 console, 3 consoles. So there we go. Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. BoSS Exclusive. Right there. So that was Gears of War 2, God of War 3, and Super Mario Odyssey. So definitely. So make sure you go over to the website, sign up, get yourself some BoSS merch, get those t-shirts, get those Xboxes, PlayStations, any type of gift cards, or you need to redeem some cards, get those as well. Definitely. The website is www.bossgaming.net. Go to our YouTube channel, BoSS Gaming Network. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got some cool videos on there as well. Definitely comment, let us know what's going on. Also the Twitch, Dynamic2839. And also, if you have any ideas for any games that you want to get reviewed or rated, definitely just shoot me a message, let me know, and I'll definitely get started on that, and I'll do it in the next episode. So definitely, guys, and as always, boss up.